there, it's Elaine Gardner, the founder of DesignYourHealthyLife.com. So I'm sure, like me, you've had an experience where you walk into a room of people or into your boss's office or the living room at a holiday event or something, and there's people in there, and the energy in there is palpable, like the tension in the air, the awkwardness, the uncomfortableness. You can feel it, you can sense it, and it's so uncomfortable and awkward. And the flip side as well, you could be having the worst day of your life and walk into an environment that's super high energy and just positive, and you can start to feel your body relax and release the stress and move into a better place quickly and much more easily. And this happens on a bigger scale than what we're often aware of. So when you're walking into a room or an office where there's an individual there that's having a bad day, it's just one-on-one. It's a small environment. You can feel the energy there. You can sense the tension if something's going on. But this also happens on a national scale and a global scale. And the reason why I'm bringing this to your attention is because there's been so much that's been happening lately. There's always a lot that's happening, but there's been a lot of natural disasters and a lot of people suffering and losing their homes. And obviously this is traumatic and just awful. And in the past, I would have felt very helpless. So I would be watching the news coverage on this or reading the newspaper and just feel helpless and sad and sucked into that negative energy. It's the same thing as walking into that room where there's just been a big argument and all that tension's just hanging in the air. I can feel that, and I carry that around with me, and it affects me on a day-to-day basis. And that doesn't help anybody. So what I'm encouraging you to think about is when you're hearing about these events, well, first of all, limit your exposure to them. I have learned that I'm a very sensitive individual, and that watching TV, reading the newspaper, because we're a fear-driven media society, I carry that negative energy with me, and that doesn't serve me, and it doesn't help me help anybody else. It just brings me down. So I protect myself. I'm very careful about the information I allow that comes in. I'm aware of things happening. People tell me about them, so I'm still in the know. I just don't sit down and watch hours of television and graphic footage and stuff. And that's one of the ways that I protect my own energy. But I also know that when these traumatic things are happening, if I am able to keep my energy high and send loving thoughts and healing thoughts and quick recovery, and maybe even somehow this tragedy will end up making things better in the end, those thoughts raise the collective consciousness. So it's like walking into that room full of high energy people where everybody's happy, genuinely happy, not artificially happy at a party or whatever, genuinely happy. That raises the collective energy. So you're staying positive actually helps those other people, because again, it's a worldwide energy, it's a worldwide consciousness. And so the more you can stay positive, the more energy that goes out into the world, it's actually going to help those people a lot better. Certainly if there are steps that you can actually take to also assist in those types of recoveries, that can be very supportive, not only for those people obviously that need that support, but for you as well, to feel good about being able to help out in that kind of situation. Like for instance, I've sent some donations to the people in the areas that have been affected by the hurricanes and the earthquakes and things like that, through people that I know that are doing local projects on the ground that are helping people recover from these horrible things that have been happening. So that's something that I encourage you to also consider if it speaks to you, and of course if you have the means to do so. So I know when I talk about energy, for a lot of people it sounds woo-woo. That's why I started out with the examples of, what the energy feels like when you walk into that room where someone's just had a huge argument. And even if you can't feel the way that that's surrounding you out in the world on a day-to-day basis, it does exist. And if you are aware of it and try to manage your energy level and your vibrational level and stay in a positive mode, it not only helps you, but it raises that collective consciousness and helps other people in the world. And then obviously it's not an obvious way, but it really does help people. There's a saying that says, a rising tide raises all boats. So I'm encouraging you to think about that, to help yourself and manage your own energy and feelings around negativity that's happening on a day-to-day basis, and certainly with all the things that are happening lately, but also to be able to put something good out into the world, to be able to help the world collectively as well. So I hope that serves you. I know it's made a huge difference for me over a long term, and certainly it takes practice to do this, and every new tragedy that comes up may present different things for you. So it's something that you need to actively keep working on, be aware of, and manage. But I hope that serves you well. My intention, as always, is to support you in whatever way I can so that you can have the health that you need to live the life that you deserve. I suffered so long, so hard with my health, and I want to see you avoid that at all possible costs and experience something so much better than what I went through, and to be able to experience what I experience now, and just to be able to live with great health and do great things on a day-to-day basis and really love my life. So until next time, see you soon.